Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about a Save Our Ships 2 extension mod called Save Our Ships 2 Archomatter Ascension. This is a very late game mod to be added on to Save Our Ships 2 that adds alien Forerunner ships and technology and a whole bunch of stuff related to that. I'm going to be talking about the installation, I'm going to be talking about the new ship weapons, I'm going to be talking about the new handheld weapons and armor you can equip on your personnel and their damage and what they're used against. I'm going to be talking about the new alien technology, so the new ship reactors, the new armor types. I'll be talking about the new items, the new farming system, and everything else in between that this mod adds. It adds a lot of content. It's a lot to cover. I'm going to try to cover it all as quickly as I can. Let's go through it. To run this mod, you need 4 support mods. You're going to need Harmony on top, Hugs underneath Core, Save Our Ships 2.3, Alpha Ships, and then the Save Our Ships 2 extension mod. Lots of ship weapons. 4 different kinds of heat sinks. 2 different kinds of new shields. 2 small reactors, 2 ship reactors, Archotech toolboxes that increase work speed by 500%, and 5 can be linked to any bench. Research toolboxes that increase research speed by 300% that can be linked to a steel Archotech research bench. 3 different kinds of spinal weapons. Different armor types and armors made from different material types. Capital torpedo launcher tubes that can hold 20 torpedoes. New turrets. 4 different types of new crops. New recreational facilities. New battery power. And new shuttles. And new torpedoes.
Unknown object.
To start in this mod pack, you will need a ominous crash event, and this will drop a meteor onto your world map, which will drop a unknown device, which you can activate to activate another event. Just be prepared for this event. It's quite a doozy, and you want to be very late game when you use this unknown device. Once you've used the device and you've survived the event, hopefully with all your pawns a-okay, word of advice, try to keep them under overhead mountain roofs and have a lot more security than I do have in this video, because this guy doesn't stand a chance. Once the event is over, for the most part, you will get a small amount of Archomatter and some raw Archomatter algae. With this Archomatter, you'll be able to build the first thing you'll need, which is Archomatter combiners. These machines passively produce Archomatter without requiring any power, and it takes roughly 5 to 6 days to produce 25 more. Archomatter is going to be your primary resource for this mod. It takes a long time to produce, and it's very hard to find. And it's very good at basically everything. So this is basically alien super goo. Alright, let's talk about crafting. There are 3 main crafting benches. It's the Archotech Hive Mind, the Steel Ascended Archotech Workbench, and the Steel Archotech Workbench. The Steel Archotech Workbench primarily has fuel pods, which we can make from growing different materials and using these in heating or cooling elements and other reactors. The Archomatter armor, and all the Archomatter weapons, and also Forge nanokits. Think of Forge nanokits as a step up from advanced components. It's just another more complicated thing to make. The Archotech Hive Mind is primarily for medicine and drugs. These drugs and medicine as well have some very unexpected and crazy side effects. I'll let you guys explore that, but imagine what happens when you use alien medicine on humans, and then imagine when humans take alien drugs. It's a very interesting experience for everyone around the person. And lastly, we have the Ascended Workbench, which allows you to make the Ascended Armor variants and all the Ascended Weapons variants, which are basically direct upgrades on its Archomatter comparison. I'm now going to talk about all the personal weapons and ship weapons. This is the Neuron Slicer, and we're fighting a Mega Sloth, if anyone's curious. And down it goes. Next up is the Archomatter Ripper. All the weapons, all the stats of these weapons are shown on the right, so you guys can see its damage, and its fire rate, and its stopping power, and anything else you're curious about. Here is the Archomatter Lance, which is a armor-piercing long to medium range weapon. Think of it as like a battle rifle. And here's more of a long-range anti-tank weapon, the Archomatter Beamcanon. You'll notice that these Megasloths are getting some very strange status effects. When enemies are hit by Archomatter-based weapons, they develop mutations, and these mutations turn them into slimes over time. Here's a Archomatter Disruptor pistol. This is a non-lethal weapon that does frost damage. The idea is that a pawn or an animal will take enough frost damage to the point where they collapse rather than killing them. Here we have a Archomatter Flamer. This is incredibly lethal to large group targets. It's not very lethal on single targets, but in a group environment, it's incredibly effective. And I couldn't think of a better AoE weapon than this, honestly. I don't think I've seen a better one in Rimworld. Alright, let's go through our spinal mount weapons. First off, we have the New Dawn is the name of this weapon. It's a 3-round burst, and let's see what it does against the ship. First round pierces the shield, and the second round utterly destroys everything else. Alright, that's a pretty conclusive test. Next up, we have the Hilo... Yeah, the Hilo. Yeah, I don't even know. 2 rounds out. And you can see the results of that particular weapon. Last up, we have the Dominator, which is a 2-round burst, and let's see what it does against the enemy ship. Alright, pretty reasonable. Let's move on. Next up, we have the Nano Starburst Cannon. This is one of the first human-alien hybrid ship-to-ship weapons you're going to be making. Before you actually are able to research the full-blown alien weapons, and we can see its kind of damage it can deal to ships. Pretty respectable. Next up, we have the Nanotech Harassing turret. These are some of the turrets that require the nano kits, as they are a smaller mini variant, and we can see it does pretty alright damage. Next up, we have a Nanotech Neutron turret. The Neutron turret is a shield breaker, so it will not do much damage against enemy armor, but will absolutely devastate enemy shields. Here we have the Neotech Depleter turret. This is also an EMP turret, but it's designed in a smaller, more rapid-fire capacity, designed to slowly chip away at the enemy shields rather than to deal a big hit. Lastly, we have the machine railgun turrets, and you can just... that's pretty self-explanatory. We'll just see what kind of damage it does. Here we have all 3 alien weapons firing at the same time, just so you guys can kind of get a mishmash idea of what they do. We have the Archotech Borealis, Archotech Dragon, and Archotech Arcolite Cannon. And you can see they just melt ships like no butter. There's a few things I didn't cover. There's different floor tiles. There's 3 different floor tiles you can have in ships. You can have fancy floor tiles, alien floor tiles, and alternate alien floor tiles. There are Archotech lights that do not require power that also double as sun lamps. There are meat labs, which is essentially you can grow chicken meat, which is a thing. There's also a Archotech Nano Reconstructor. This essentially is a automatic repair drone, which will do AoE repair of everything in its AoE. No matter if it's inside a wall or entirely enclosed, it'll still repair it. Stormtail will be adding more content to this mod. Stormtail actually left me a nice sound file, which I'll play out for you guys. But thanks for watching till the end of the video, and I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you try this mod. Either way, I hope you guys stay safe out there, and have a nice day.
Well, hello people, this is Stormtail here, and welcome to the journey that you're about to take, which is the research that you need to activate or start the mod. It basically unlocks the Archotech research bench, and it will unlock everything you need to research further. Now, it's going to take a long while for all of it to research, so sit back and relax with, like, I don't know, maybe 50,000 colonists or something. No, I'm kidding. Just quite a few. And you can also, for one bench, it's, I believe, 5 extra toolboxes to speed it up a little bit, but that's about it. But I'd say good luck with the research, because it's going to take a while. But have fun with it.